Alana Coleman here with Senior Forest Hill Coach Martin Stillman. Congrats on a really good first up win.
Thanks, Lana. Yeah, no, it was good. I was pleased with the win. Still plenty of improvement, but at the end of the day, round one, always hard playing a new opposition in terms of new recruits for us and for them. So, 15-goal win was pretty pleasing.
Yeah, the conditions out there were interesting. We started off with a pretty warm kind of day and it turned into a bit of a downpour, hence why we're doing this interview in the coaches' room. We're not out on the field.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk us through how that played out today?
Yeah, look, it was obviously a hot day, 28, 29 degrees and very windy, so I think sometimes it's easy to play footy in the rain compared to a windy day. But look, we put enough gap in the scoreboard between us and them at three-quarter time when the rain came down. I asked the boys to finish the game with another 6-goal quarter to finish and get 20 goals for the game, but obviously the heavens opened up and made it really tough. And I don't even think we trained in the wet all pre-season, so the old cake, the footy was like a cake of soap, so it was hard, but look, at the end of the day, it was a good first up win and plenty for us to work from today's game building into next week.
Definitely. I noticed out there was quite a few people that I didn't recognise from this season to last season. Yep. You've had some wholesale changes across the board, I suppose 50 changes in the last 2 years.
Yep.
So do you want to talk us through some of the new recruits and how you thought they fitted into the side? Because I've definitely noticed there's a lot more run and carry with the ball, probably a fair bit more precision kicking as well.
Yep.
And there seems to be a bit more potency in that forward line.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think there's only 14 players on our list from 2015. So we've had 50 new players come in over the last 2 years, so a massive turnover on the list. But we've had a number of first gamers. Elijah Dale down back played a fantastic game. He's only a 19-year-old kid, 20-year-old kid, or young man I should say, but played really well. Riley Gillian down the other end, his first game of senior footy, played well. Don't know if he even kicked the goal, but just kept presenting and had a few shots at goal. Was important for our structure. Nathan Palmer in the ruck again, 20 years of age, first senior game. So really good to have these young guys coming in and playing. Sonny, number 15 on the wing, played senior footy at Noble Park, but his first game, and TD came back, played really good game from the half-back line. So, 9 debutants. It's always a little bit of worry because in one respect that you've got nearly half the team new players into the fold, but they've all trained together over the pre-season and worked hard, and there's really good cohesion. So I think over the next few weeks, as we keep playing more football together, we'll get even better in terms of knowing how one another play and become a stronger unit.
I noticed last week against Boronia that you really matched them with the contested footy, but also were able to run most of the game out on that big ground. So then coming this week to a smaller ground at Forest Hill, did you find that contested footy was something that was really in your favour against Fair Play today?
Well, Boronia run 12 players off the bench, so added to their rotations in the last quarter. I'm all keen to have 4 or 5 so that we played a game under more match simulation, and whilst we're getting a little bit fatigued in the last 10 minutes, it was probably held us in good stead for this week because we're playing 22, 23 players. And look, credit where credit's due. Early in the game, Fair Park were up. Obviously they've got some good new recruits. They put a lot of pressure on, brought the game in nice and close, and it was a real arm wrestle. And I said to the boys at half time that we're just not getting enough reward for our forward 50 entries. We were winning in the centre clearances, getting a fair few balls into the forward 50, but just weren't able to get clean enough footy and convert. So I think the third quarter, when our midfield got on top and we kicked 7 goals to none into the breeze, really set up the win. But as I said, it's a good win. Don't get carried away. I said to the boys after the game, you don't know what the opposition are like until the next 6 weeks as the competition sort of sorts itself out.
Yep. Next week, looking, it's the week after.
Easter, 2 weeks.
Next week's break, 2 weeks' time. You've got Nunawading?
Yeah, Nunawading. Yep. So again, look, I don't even know the other scores from the other grounds. We'll review today's game and make sure that the guys have got through unscathed, and then have a couple of weeks on the training track and then settle up for Nunawading. So every team you've got to treat with respect, and we'll be playing as diligently as we can for another 4-point victory against Nunawading in 2 weeks' time.
Sure. Any injury concerns come out of the game?
Damien Hodder rolled his ankle. It wasn't too bad. if it was a closer game, we probably would have played him, but really he didn't want to risk it, and he just iced it and strapped it. So look, I'm sure he will get up for next week, definitely the week after. Outside that, I think everyone got through with full bill of health. So to get through the first game, get a win, and have no major injury concerns is a real big bonus for us.
And anyone very early on pushing up the selection for round 2?
Yeah, well, look, there was a big win in the reserves, and there was a couple of players that played really well. Again, I'll look at the video. I sort of see half the game live, and then in preparing for the senior game. So it's probably a bit early for me to say who did what in the earlier game. But again, I've always said to the guys, I reward the guys in the senior team. Like if they've all played their role, and as they did today, and whilst blokes are playing well in the reserves, I don't just make changes for the sake of changing. If there's a player that isn't performing his role or deserves to go down to the earlier game and someone comes up terrific, but on a performance like that, it's hard pressed to make any changes, but you're always looking to improve, and you've got to look at the opposition and where you're playing, what sort of ground you're on, and all those factors when you're picking the team.
Definitely. Thanks for joining me today. Great first up result. Hopefully it's more of many to come for the Zems in their 50 years.
Absolutely. Thanks for that.
Thank you.